welcome to Gaming Gold episode 23 now. My name is Jordan Rader. I am your host. It is October 24th, 2013. So this week I wanted to talk, continuing sort of on the vein of money, real world money basically, and video games. I wanted to talk about something that is sort of, it's a big issue in the MMO space, and that is RMT, real money trading. Basically, it's a third party that has nothing to do with the game itself other than they go into the game, they farm materials, they sell them, and then they take the in-game currency and sell it for real money, or they'll take these really valuable items and sell them for real money, or you give them access to your account and they'll level your character for you for real money. All of which is considered cheating. All of which is against every single game's terms of service. Do not do it, and there are many reasons why. Why you shouldn't do it. I mean, yes, you can make a quick buck. You can, you can get that new shiny sword because you got the money to buy it and stuff like that. But in the long run, it hurts the economy, and it's just not a good thing. So I've been dealing with it since I started playing MMOs 12 years ago. I mean, people have sold their WoW accounts. People have always been selling their accounts and stuff like that. And that's not as bad as the companies that do it. I mean, like if I had played a character for 5 years and they had all this stuff, and I wanted to get some money back for it, and the game was still really popular and stuff like that, I would be tempted to sell it, but I never would, because what if I want to go back and play it, and then now I have to start from scratch? So, been tempted but never done it. In that regard. So, why is it a bad thing? Well, it causes, aside from the market getting inflated because people have more money than they know what to do with, because that is the sole purpose of this money, is to let people buy it who would never farm it, and now those people are willing to pay a lot higher prices for things. Prices go up on things, and then all sorts of bad things happen. In a really tightly run economy, inflation won't go up exponentially right away, but it still will happen, because those people, the companies that are farming this money, are doing whatever they can to get more money into the economy, because the more money they get into the economy, the more money they can sell, the more real money they make. So that's the whole point. So it's a big problem with inflation in games and things like that. And it also just has this really bad culture. I mean, I was in Final Fantasy, and we just had an event in my free company called Gatherthon, where we were basically just raising money for the guild for when housing releases, so we can buy a nice big guild house. So I was out mining shards to sell. Shards are basically components you need to craft anything in the game. They're like a base component. So I was out farming shards, and I run over to this node and tink 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 and get some crystals, and I see this little guy. He's stealthed, and he's like inside the wall. And while I'm farming, he disappears completely, and I'm running over to another node, and I see him appear over there, and I get there and I start tinking, and then he disappears, and I see him appear someplace else. And so he was basically, he had a third-party program, or he was running something on his PC that was allowing him to teleport around the game, also against terms of service. Just so he could farm really, really fast, and then basically while he's farming, he has somebody else come out and pick up the stuff. They go and they sell it, or they sell it for real money. Shards are one of the things in Final Fantasy that they sell for real money. And so they either sell it for real money, or they sell them and get money from other players, and then they sell that money, just depending on what they wanted to do with it. I have no idea. in that regard. I've never talked to those people, never been associated with it. Um, but it breeds that. But it still breeds a bad, it puts a bad taste in your mouth whenever you see them doing things like that, or power leveling groups where they have um, where they have 8 of the same, or 7 of the same people, because you have 8 people in a party. They'll have one guy run out, grab a mob, run back, and then all the other guys will kill it, and then run out and grab another one, and all the other guys will kill it, and they just rinse repeat until the character's level 50. Of course, they have to change areas and things like that, but it's still, then they're all unfollow and they all run over here, and it's just it's silly and unnecessary, because the point of the game is to play the game. And I mean, I understand if you don't have a lot of time, and things like that, but at the same time, you're if you employ those services, you're ruining the game for other people, or you could ruin the game for other people. I'm not saying you are, I'm just saying you could. Um, and it's just sort of the something for nothing sort of attitude that it breeds, and things like that is just not good. Um, so yeah, things that you can do to sort of combat it: blacklist, or whatever your game has, every single gold spammer you find. If you and report every single one of them if you can. Um, the more that the more they get reported, the more they get seen by the games themselves, the faster they get banned, or the account gets taken away. And some of these accounts have millions and millions of in-game currency, and if you kill that, right? If that account gets found and banned, then they lose that millions and millions of gold, or gil, or platinum, or credits, or whatever it is in whatever game you're in. So by doing that, it gives the game company, if they care, which hopefully they do, it gives them the tools they need to combat these guys. It's still going to be an issue, but everything we can do to sort of root them out is at least helpful. Um, if you want to get more information about these guys, and just about the whole online sort of community and the way everything is affected and everything like that, um, there are some really good books out there. One of which I read is called Synthetic Worlds by Edward Castronova. I don't know if you can see that or read that, but it is a very good book. It talks about the whole online market and people selling things on eBay and things like that. It's a little older, so it doesn't have some of the more current information, about how, like, because basically when he was writing this, it was all through eBay pretty much. Now they have their own special sites that are just for them, and you go there and you can buy stuff and stuff like that. So guys, one thing I forgot to talk about, which I'm going to add in at this point, is that one of the really, really, really bad things, and I can't believe I missed this, or forgot about this, is that when you buy from these guys, they have your account, not your account name, but they have your character name and things like that. If you give them your account for leveling services, they have all your information. Um, one of the huge problems with this is account theft. Um, so if you give them account information, a lot of times what they'll do is, hey, yeah, we'll sell you 1,000,000 gold for $10. But then what'll happen is then they'll hack your account and take all of your stuff, and then they sell all that stuff. So huge, huge, huge problem. Get one of these authenticators. You can also get them for your phone. So put an authenticator on your account if it's available for whatever game you're playing. That's all. Thanks, guys. Do your best to combat RMT and things like that. That was everything I wanted to talk about. So just a brief update on me. My girlfriend went to Japan for a week and a half, And she came back and she brought me all kinds of goodies. One of the big ones was this guy right here. I don't know if you can see the detail on him. He is very cool and very heavy. He is a bronze dragon. And I got a bunch of other things as well. Got some throwing stars with some nice dragon inlays on there and things like that. So they got me some cool stuff. And they also got a bunch of cool stuff for them. I don't know if you can see on my shelf back here. Saber from Fate Zero, Odin and Shiva from Final Fantasy, Mila from Tales of Xillia 2, a bunch of other stuff, which is on my shelf right now until it can be displayed in someone else's room. But for now, I get to enjoy it, and you guys get to enjoy it. So thank you guys for watching, and have a nice week. Oh, sorry, forgot to tell you. You can like, favorite, subscribe all down here. Good stuff. And you can find us on facebook.com/gaminggold88. And you can find me on Twitter @JordanRaider. Thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day.